Sound of Norman Borland from his brand new album, a country singer singing country songs and teardrops over you. And I'm delighted to be joined in the studio by Norman and Sabrina Kane, and to have a new duet just out today. You're both very welcome indeed. How's it going, Norman? It's not
Thanks very much, Tommy.
It's not that long since you were up here yourself.
No, not that long, and it's not that long since you were with us as well over at the Mid-Errigal there for the album launch. So yeah,
that's what we were saying. Is it a fortnight back from tomorrow, or was it 2 weeks or 3 weeks from tomorrow?
3 weeks, I think. Yeah,
it was a great night, and you had intended of getting the album out earlier in the year, but between one thing and another, it only came about there a couple of weeks ago. But it was a great night. Yeah.
Now the album should have been out beginning of the year, but between one thing and another, the time is never right. You try and time it that it's out at a specific time, but it just didn't work that way. So, hey, ready to go. We just did it. So.
Yeah, on the album too, you have 2 or 3 duets, and the most recent one is with this young lady beside you, Sabrina. Yeah. Sabrina, you're very welcome indeed.
Thank you very much for having me, Tom.
Sabrina, tell us a little bit about yourself. I know you're from Kinloch.
I am originally from Omagh, but in Kinloch now about 15 years. So, my mum, 3 kids. So, and like that, doing my best in the country scene at the moment, trying to, put myself out there.
And you have your own album out as well. I played the title track earlier on.
I do, yeah. It's called Pick Me Up, yeah.
When did you record that?
It came out in March. Yeah. It was released in March. So, yeah, with Brian Kerrigan.
You were on one of the editions of Glory Chair, weren't you, one season?
No, I wasn't.
No, I haven't been. Do you know why I'm getting you mixed up? But I'm getting you mixed up with Rachel McConnell.
Oh, okay. Rachel. Yeah, no, I haven't been. Not as of yet, anyway. I don't know if that'll ever change or for surface, but you never know.
How did the two of you wind up together?
I've known, what's your name again? I've known Sabrina about a year now. We met just about this time last year down at the Bird's Nest.
Yeah.
But this time last year, and I heard her sing down there, and there was just something about her voice that's different, and I always wondered, what it would be like for the two voices, how they would go together, and when you do a duet, it's difficult to find somebody that actually, for one, sing in the same key as you do, or try to get that balance. And the two voice, finding the song was probably the biggest difficulty. But it was Brian that came up with the song, wasn't it?
I think it was, yeah.
And to record a Tammy Wynette and George Jones song, again, it's a well-known song, but not over-recorded by any other duet people, so it was nice to do it. And Sabrina was the ideal choice.
Yeah, I remember you letting me hear the song before you released the album, and I hadn't heard of Sabrina before that, and I said, God, she's a great singer. Then I found out Sabrina had an album out herself as well, so it really worked well, didn't it?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
We worked well together, didn't we, Norman?
Yeah, absolutely. And down there with Brian as well, you go in there to Brian and he listens to what you have to say, and he kind of works with you.
And you feel comfortable, don't you?
And you feel comfortable, and now we have built up that kind of a relationship between myself and the studio and with Brian. I'm sure you're the same, Sabrina, where he works with you rather than for you, if you know what I mean.
Kind of almost like friends more.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And did you record your album up with Brian as well?
I did, yeah. I did record over Brian as well, yeah.
He's a busy man.
He's kept going.
You were mentioning the Bird's Nest. I was down there last week for the first time at the second semi-final, and it's a great country venue, isn't it?
Oh, it is. It gets an awful lot of country.
Always has been, though.
It always has been for the last few years, yeah.
Yeah, and it's right beside the Allingham Arms as well, so.
Yeah, and are you busy yourself, Sabrina?
I am. I might do a few gigs here and there, yeah. So I'm kept going. I'm not too bad, Tommy. Yeah, I'm kept going.
And it was a good night down there in the Mount Errigal, wasn't it?
Oh, it was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. Now there's a great turnout as well for Norman, which is great to see.
Yeah, and have you been busy since, Norman?
I have. I was in Scotland there a couple of weeks ago with Barry Doyle and Stephen Hamilton. Did a wee tour of Scotland there, and then we're down at the end of the Clonmany Festival and down there too. So yeah, it's been busy enough. But when you work full time, it's hard to cram it all on.
It's not easy. No. And have you been working on any new recordings? I know that song is on the album, but have you been working on anything new?
Yes, I have a new single working on at the moment, written by John Filbert over there in London.
Yeah, he's a great songwriter, isn't he?
Brilliant. So we're working on that one at the moment, and Yeah, that'll probably be the next one coming out.
Great. And what about yourself, Sabrina? I suppose. Yeah. How is the word on your own album? I've been listening to it.
I think it's doing well anyway, and it's still getting loads of airplay and all, which is great. So I can't really complain with it, I suppose, But as long as that keeps going, I'll be happy enough. I'm hoping now shortly to start recording maybe something new,
Yeah, have any of you any more trips lined up yet? I know you've been away in Scotland, Norm, and Sabrina, do you go on any of these weekends at all? Or
No, I don't.
You're a mum, I suppose.
I'm a mum and 3 young babies yet, so.
Yeah. I'm heading to England now in a couple of months' time. I've got some gigs over there, so yeah.
Well, I'm not going to have time to play the new single yet. We'll play it after the news, but tell me, any other gigs coming up in the next couple of weeks?
Well, we have our local gigs going on all the time, but as I said, I'm going over to England. I've got a couple of gigs with Henry Smith over there. So, looking forward to that. I've got a couple of festivals over there for next year as well. So we're planning some more stuff across there. So, yeah, all good. All spreading the wings, as they say, and getting the music out there.
It's good to see the music coming back too, isn't it? Since the COVID gig, live music is beginning to get more popular again,
Oh, yeah,
the gigs.
I mean, look, COVID just ruined. I mean, we lost 2 years of our life, really, but it's coming back. It's still slowly coming back, but it's coming back.
Have you tried songwriting at all, any of you?
Nah.
Not as of yet.
There'll be too many swear words in it for me. But no, I've never really had a go at it, but they say it's quite easy, but if it was that easy, everybody would be at it.
I suppose if you sat down and you had your thoughts and you wrote them down and you maybe, really got into it, maybe you'd possibly maybe be able to put pen to paper, but as of yet, that hasn't happened. But you never know.
Yeah.
Come here, stay with me until after the news and we'll play the single. I have to take a quick ad break in the news and then we'll come back and play it because I want to get the whole song played, all right?
That's okay.
Hi, Clelia Murphy here. Please take part in Bewley's Big Coffee Morning Social for Hospice on Thursday, 21st of September by hosting a coffee morning for your local hospice. To register and host a coffee morning, please call 0818 995 996 or visit hospicecoffeemorning.ie. And remember, every euro raised locally stays locally.
Foyleside, at the centre of more for your euro, with great value gifts. So it's worth making the journey wherever you live. With convenient parking, late nights and all your favourite brands, you're better off shopping at Foyleside. See foyleside.co.uk.
Live, on air, online and on the Highland Radio app. This is Highland Radio News.
A 3-year-old girl died in a crash in Portlaoise this afternoon. She was hit by a car on Cosby Avenue in the residential Fairgreen area of the town shortly after 1 o'clock. Gardaí remain at the scene tonight, which has been sealed off for a technical examination. Anyone who is in the area between 1:45 and 1:30 this afternoon, including road users with dashcam footage, is asked to come forward. Meanwhile, Gardaí are also appealing for witnesses to the fatal crash in Cashel last night. The collision happened in the Windmill Knockbelogue area outside the Tipperary town shortly before 9 o'clock. Thomas and Bridget O'Reilly were killed, along with their 3-year-old grandson, Tom Riley. The family are well known and all lived in Waller's Lot. Superintendent Kieran Moran is appealing for information.
I want to take the opportunity to appeal to any person with any information on this road traffic collision to contact the investigation team at Carrick Garda Station. I want to speak with any person who may have been driving on local roads between Golden and Cashel and who may have any camera footage, including dashcam or images from these roads between 8:15 and 8:45 p.m. last night to contact the investigation team.
A former government minister claims the Electoral Commission has made a dog's dinner out of the constituency redraw in Wicklow and Wexford. The Commission recommended 14 new TDs as part of the next Dáil, with the creation of 4 new constituencies. Among those is the splitting of Wicklow and Wexford into 3 constituencies, including a brand new 3-seat Wicklow-Wexford area. Former minister and TD for Wexford, Ivan Yates, isn't impressed.
The real new constituency is Wexford Wicklow. Oh my God, have they made a dog's dinner of this? I think the overall report is fine. Great respect for Arthur Leary, but this is a complete hybrid. Incredible.
The retirement age for Gardaí should be extended, according to a Fianna Fáil TD. It emerged today the upper age limit of 35 for joining the force could increase significantly under new proposals. It means An Garda Síochána could soon be welcoming new members aged between 45 and 50 years of age. Fianna Fáil's Justice spokesperson Jim O'Callaghan thinks it will help to address the recruitment and retention issues in the force.
And we need to broaden the number of people who can apply to become a member of the force. I think allowing people over 35 to join isn't a desperate act. I think it's an appropriate act. But obviously there will be some age limit as to the age at which people can join. Like if you retire from the force at 60, that's something I think we also need to look about, extending retirement age.
6 Ukrainian servicemen have been killed in a helicopter accident. Local media is reporting it happened yesterday near the front line in Donetsk. There have been no details yet on the cause. After growing calls from victims' families, the UK government has decided to upgrade an inquiry into nurse Lucy Letby. Last week, she was jailed for murdering 7 babies at a hospital in Chester in England. The inquiry into what happened will now become statutory, meaning witnesses can now be forced to appear. Tamlin Bolton, who represents the relatives of Letby's victims, is welcoming the development.
It's exactly what everybody was asking for. It's the right response. It's the right mechanism to use. It is the only way to get transparent investigation into the events at the Countess of Chester.
US President Joe Biden says no one can deny the impact of the climate crisis anymore after Hurricane Idalia ploughed through Florida and onto Georgia. He's been pointing out historic floods, more intense droughts, extreme heat, significant wildfires like the deadly one in Hawaii. Almost 438,000 properties in Florida and Georgia have lost power, while coastal areas have been flooded.
The impacts of this storm are being felt throughout the southeast, even as it moves up the eastern coast of the United States, affecting Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. And we have to remain vigilant, and there's much more to do.
Finally for now, Spaniards in the Valencia region have been celebrating a festival today by throwing tomatoes at one another. La Tomatina began this morning in the town of Buñol. Trucks have been filtering in and out of the town for days, transporting over 100 tonnes of the fruit for the street battle. It has taken place in the town every non-COVID year since the end of the Second World War. And that's your news at 4 minutes past 10. And in sport, Chelsea have come from behind to advance to the third round of the EFL Cup. Enzo Fernandez scored the winner in their 2-1 victory over Wimbledon at Stamford Bridge. Everton also came from a goal down to get the better of Doncaster by 2-1. Elsewhere, Blackburn thumped Target 8-0, while Burnley were 1-0 winners at Nottingham Forest. Lincoln City beat Sheffield United on penalties. In the Champions League, Rangers' bid to reach the group stage has fallen short. They slumped to a 5-1 defeat to be PSV in Eindhoven tonight to lose 7-3 in aggregate. Rangers now head for the Europa League group stage. Here at home, Eileen Gleeson has been placed in interim charge of the Republic of Ireland senior women's team. The FAI head of women's and girls football replaces Vera Pauw after the FAI opted against a contract extension for the Dutch coach last night. The girls in green return to action next month against Northern Ireland and Hungary in the Nations League. While Monaco have completed the signing of striker Folarin Balogun from Arsenal in a deal worth £35 million. The United States international has penned a 5-year contract at the French club. Balogun scored 22 goals on loan in Rennes last season. In tennis, Novak Djokovic is through to the third round of the US Open. He beat Bernabe Zapata Morales in straight sets at Flushing Meadows tonight. 7-seed Stefanos Tsitsipas is out, though. He lost in 5 sets to Dominic Stricker. In the women's singles, Iga Swiatek overcame the challenge of Daria Seville in straight sets. In cycling, a crash ahead of stage 5 has ruled Ireland's Eddie Dunbar out of the rest of the Vuelta a España. It was the first time the Cork man was competing in the iconic race. And finally to rugby, new Ireland women's head coach Scott Beamont has named a 30-player squad for the upcoming Women's 15s tournament in Dubai. 7 stars, Bevan Parsons and Eve Higgins, have both been included, having missed the Six Nations earlier this year. 5 uncapped players have been drafted into the squad. The tournament begins on October 13th with a match against Kazakhstan. That's your news and sport at 6 minutes past 10.
You're listening to The Country Boy, Tommy Rosny.
30 years ago we couldn't wait. Got married on our third date. Grandchildren now none
dark, we take a walk, arm in arm all around the block. Late at night, we sit and talk. It's an old love thing. Holding hands down at the mall. We go dancing down at the hall. Still hugging, 'cause after all, it's an old love thing. Young hearts, young minds, holding back the hands of time. Still kissing on the front porch swing. It's an old love thing. On the front porch swing, it's an old love thing. Young hearts, young minds, holding back the hands of time. Still kissing on the front porch swing, it's an old love thing. Still kissing on the front porch swing, it's an old love thing.
There to go, George and Tammy. Oh, sorry, Norman and Sabrina. And it's an old love thing, the old George and Tammy's song. And good choice, Norman, when you were choosing that song.
Yeah, we
better put up the mic. We'll hear you better.
We research. Obviously, you try and research as much as you can, you know, of suitable stuff, you know. But yeah, it's a well-known song too, you know. So
you did a duet with Patricia Maguire as well on the album, didn't you?
Yeah, that was a good song. There was Randy Travis and can't remember the females that he sang it with, but yeah, that was a Randy Travis song. Yeah.
And then you did one with Mick himself,
the gentleman of country himself, Mick Flavin, and
celebrating
Jerry Guthrie as well.
50 years on the road this year too, Mick. He's still going strong.
Oh yeah, gentleman.
Have you any plans to do any more duets? Would you work?
Maybe in the future. Well, I suppose I could tolerate him for another one, could I there, Norman?
Well.
Could he tolerate me?
Well, I think so.
Come here, I know you have to go home, Sabrina, so we're going to play a track from your album. Tell me a little bit about this song, The Salt in My Tears.
Salt in My Tears is a track that Dolly Parton actually recorded. She wrote the song herself too.
Yeah.
And I think she brought it out in 1998.
Yeah.
I think, as far as I remember, but I love it. I just think it's brilliant.
Tell me about some of the other songs on the album. You have Suds in the Bucket on it.
I have Suds in the Bucket on it as well. Sarah Evans, I think. She was the original artist of that song. And I have Pick Me Up On Your Way Down. I think that was a Martina McBride number.
Yeah, and you do a lovely version of Memories to Burn. It was Gene Watson did it.
Gene Watson.
Tia Goins did it as well.
Yeah, Tia Goins did it. And I just heard Tia Goins' version and I loved it. And I thought, you know what, give that a go. It was actually probably more Brian's idea, the song, you know, in the beginning. Yeah,
Brian is good. Brian has a great knowledge of the old country music
too.
too.
I think that would suit your voice, you know, and I was like, right, okay, so I tried that and it went well for me, to be fair.
Right, well, we're going to play The Salt in My Tears, and thank you both for coming up to see me on Wednesday night.
Thanks so much for asking, yeah.
It's nice, and
really appreciate it.
Continued success with your album.
Thanks
and
very
continued
much.
success
Thanks
with
very
your
much,
album
Dominic.
as well. So here we are, Salt in My Tears.
Thanks very much.